What's good, everybody? Welcome to Bowler's Paradise. My name is Ben. I'm a USBC Silver Certified Coach, and welcome to our first ever head-to-head matchup. This is the Gauntlet, the ultimate route of understanding these cross-brand comparisons so that you guys can make the most informed decisions possible about some of these higher-priced bowling balls. You guys know that I love cross-brand reviews. We've done a ton of them over the last couple of years, and instead of doing those in those primary reviews, this is what we're going to be doing here headed into 2025 so we can actually pick some winners and see some of these bowling balls that really stand out above the competition. Today is our first ever head-to-head matchup between the Motiv Jackal Onyx and the Storm Physix Blackout. Now, this is actually a one-shot review. I have the footage right in front of me. I got a few short notes, and we are going to go through 3 rounds of this championship bout to see which ball comes out on top. The way that this works is I go into 3 different zones on the lane. First, I'm starting as far right as I can, which unfortunately is about 3rd arrow. I know, I'm sorry. And then as I progress further in, we grade these bowling balls based on their performance within those individual zones. After 3 rounds, we will have a winner. So, if this is something that you enjoy, be sure you scroll down and hit that subscribe button. We're keeping all of the mess ups in here. This is a one-shotter, so if this is your style, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends as well. But that is enough rambling out of me. Let's get into the competition and look at our competitors. So first off, in the red corner, if you will, is the Motiv Jackal Onyx. Now this piece features the Predator V2 asymmetric core, probably the 8th or 9th time they've used that core since the original one was banned. And this one also features the Leverage HXC solid cover stock, which features that Duramax technology and is finished to 1000 grit out of the box. In the blue corner, we have the Storm Physix Blackout, which features the Atomic AI asymmetric core and the NEX Pearl cover stock, which is actually the 2nd time it's been used stateside. First was on the Axiom Pearl, and then ultimately on this one, finished to 2000 out of the box. And diving into round number 1, we are having a look at the Jackal Onyx here in the first zone, and honestly, this thing looks great over here. It squares up the mid lane really well. There is great continuation through the pins, even though it does use up a lot of its energy. And honestly, this thing is so similar to the Sub-Zero Forge, but does the asymmetric thing well. It really just amounts to this ball having an 8 out of 10 score in zone number 1. As we jump over to the Physix Blackout, it hooks a lot earlier than I anticipated. Now, obviously, the surface cover being at 2000 grit sanded, you know, it's going to hook early, but it's very strong front to back for being a Pearl. That's the long and short of it. And it either seems to hook too much, or here you'll see that it actually rolls out because of the significant friction. So I actually give this one a 5 out of 10 score in our first round. Now jumping into round 2, we have the Jackal Onyx once more, and here you can see this thing really turn on. This is the sweet spot for the Jackal Onyx. I don't really throw it all that well here, especially on the second shot, and you can see it kind of bleed out and lose its energy, leaving 2-8, but this next shot is just, it's so flush. It's so perfect. You can see that this is a great spot for the Jackal Onyx, even though it's slow reacting. 9 out of 10 in round number 2. Then we get to the Physix Blackout. It's a very rounded shape. I would say it's very smooth reacting, even though it is a Pearl. Again, that surface grit playing a factor there. It did prefer the higher axis of rotation shots, so the more I spun the ball, the better the result was, and even though it's still a little strong here for my eye, I give it a score of 8 out of 10 in round number 2. So then jumping back to the Jackal Onyx, this is where I was expecting some carry issues in this zone, but as you can see, I don't have any carry issues here, and these are absolutely incredible shots, no over-under. And I would say the key to success with this one is just staying behind it. And if I did that, this ball scored an 8 out of 10. What a great shot there. I hate to say it, I don't throw it well all that often, but that was a pretty good shot. And rounding out round number 3 here, we have the Physix Blackout. And here you can see this is where this ball wants to be. These are absolute, no doubt, knockout punch type of hits. The skid, hook, and roll phases are picture perfect. This is where the Physix Blackout is going to excel. So our higher rev rate players that can get in and into this zone are probably going to love this piece. But that brings us to the end of our very first championship bout, with the Jackal Onyx scoring a grand total of 26 out of 30. and the Physix Blackout getting a score of 23 out of 30. So we do have a winner. For the very first time, I will declare that I actually think the Motiv Jackal Onyx is better than the Physix Blackout. Not something that we do here very often. But it really comes down to your style. I will say the Jackal Onyx is probably going to be better suited for players with higher rev rates and lower axes of rotation. So if you stay up the back of it, you're probably going to like that one. If you're a little bit more on the side, Physix Blackout is probably going to be more in your wheelhouse. Duramax, though, is probably the highlight of this whole video. That Jackal Onyx is the third iteration of a bowling ball using that cover additive. Actually, now it looks like we're going to put it on a Venom as well, so let's look forward to that one. But that cover material is no joke. It's very consistent between the releases that it's been used on. So the performance is there over time, and it matches up with that Predator V2 extremely well. And that's the last thing, is that Predator core, you know, even though the first iteration did ultimately get banned because of too much differential, even the V2, you know, it shows why the Jackal Ghost has been one of the longest running asymmetric bowling balls ever. It's a great core. So shout out Motiv. You are the very first winner of a Bowler's Paradise head-to-head matchup here. I hope you guys liked it. My name is Ben. Again, I am the guy who's made this all happen, and now I'm rambling because this is a one-shot video. But honestly, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more ball and product reviews. But as always, remember, having the right ball in your hands, now that's a bowler's paradise. Peace.